single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Therapy with Ari Manis.
First podcast.
Ever? First pod. Whoa. I'm honored. What made you decide to do it?
I've
Make sure to talk right into it.
Oh, sweet. I've always wanted to do a podcast.
Like your own or just be on a podcast?
No, just to be on one.
Cool.
Yeah.
What podcasts have you listened to?
You know what's funny is I actually don't listen to podcasts.
You don't listen to podcasts, but you've always wanted to be on one.
Yes.
Wow.
I find the concept to be quite interesting, but I haven't invested time in listening to them. So.
What would I recommend? What would you say the first one for her to listen to? I'd say Serial. Have you heard of that one?
Actually, no, I have listened to that, so that is a podcast.
Oh, there you go. What about Joe Rogan? You ever heard of that one?
Yes. So, okay. So, it's because I'm watching them on YouTube. I'm like, not
Those are podcasts.
categorizing them as podcasts,
Yeah,
but
that's
they are,
it.
yes.
I think she's trying to say she's never listened to this kind of podcast.
She's never listened to Unlicensed Therapy with me, your host, Ari Manis.
I have listened to a few episodes.
Oh, wow. You're the one listening? I don't think anyone else listens. Have you ever listened to it, Kevin? Have you listened to my podcast?
You know, Ari, I've listened to a bunch of your episodes, Ari.
Are you telling the truth?
I listen to every episode.
Are you telling the truth?
No, I'm not. I haven't listened to your podcast.
Wow. Good. What a good friend you are.
Hey, Ari, you know.
This person I've never even met before has listened to several episodes. You never have.
Well, she was preparing to be on this podcast. Have you ever booked me for this podcast?
No, you're not notable enough.
Well,
You're a piece of shit.
I'm too much of a narcissist to listen to something that I'm not
Fair
notable
enough
for.
I understand. It's pretty boring. I don't know why anyone listens, but some people do. People want to know. People want to know what you have to say.
I find it interesting.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24. How old are you?
Guess. Have her guess.
Guess how old Kevin
That's
is.
It's not going to be fun.
fair.
It's not going to be fun.
No, I think
He's balding.
I'm balding.
He's
doesn't
engaged
look like
to be
it.
married.
Engaged to
He's
be
an
married.
attorney at law. Are you allowed to say that?
Huh?
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Kevin's an attorney at law.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he's a comedian, a stand-up comedian.
Wow.
First and foremost, what would you say when someone says describe yourself in 3 words? Is comedian number 1 for you? What's number 1 descriptor of yourself?
Inside of me, I'm
Middle
a comedian.
Eastern?
I don't describe myself as a lawyer.
Persian?
Yeah, I'm Persian.
Persian.
What's your experience with Persians in LA?
I don't have much experience
That's
in
good.
LA, but one of my
Congratulations.
best friends was Persian growing up, so.
Okay.
Are
Was
there any
Persian.
Persian male porn stars?
I don't.
Possibly, but.
No, I can answer that. I don't think there are, unless you personally know.
Well, I think there's a lot of people with a lot of different backgrounds. It's just not necessarily on the forefront of their.
So there's no pure Persian.
Here's the problem: is that's a lot of body hair to have to take care.
That could be a fetish for someone.
Are there porns where the guys are allowed to have chest hair and full body hair?
Oh yeah, no, I
don't
that's
see that a
actually a
lot.
fetish of mine. I like body hair.
It's
so,
a fetish.
Yeah,
That's kinda-
that's
Watch
you know.
out, he's engaged. He's not in that type of relationship. That's nice.
But I've done
so
some
it looks like we
research.
found a good backup profession for you.
Yeah.
You could corner the market of Persian porn stars.
There's actually not a lot of Middle Eastern porn, except for some Middle Eastern people that are American, because
Right.
in the Middle East, it's
You get your hands chopped off.
yeah.
If you do that.
So
Yeah.
I've done my research.
You get stoned to death
Yeah. So
for doing porn in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I believe. I don't
And
know.
what's
Maybe.
your background?
I am half Swiss and French Canadian.
Okay. So
Do you speak Swiss?
I wish. No.
Is Swiss a language?
It's German, Swiss German, Italian, French. They speak a lot of different languages.
But you just speak English.
Unfortunately, yes.
Me too. Isn't it lame?
Parents didn't teach me.
Yeah, I think if you're a good parent, you have to force your kids to learn another language at a young age.
I agree.
It trains them to think differently, be smarter.
Mm-hmm.
It prevents Alzheimer's. It allows them to be cultured and meet people of another. I'm really smart. I'm a college graduate.
Can tell.
I have over $9,000.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Who do you pick?
Who do I pick?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Who do I pick for what?
I don't know.
You got to get specific.
How long have you lived in Los Angeles for?
On and off for the past 3.5 years.
So from age 21.
21, yeah.
And did you move here to pursue pornography?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
From where?
That's funny. I grew up in San Diego.
Oh, me too.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Torrey Pines High School, 2007.
Where?
Torrey Pines.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Del Mar area.
I actually didn't go to any public schools. I went to a public charter.
Wow.
Fancy.
Is that for bad kids?
No, I mean, I guess. Not really. It's good mixture of people. It's a lottery to get in.
Oh, so it's a hard school to get. Everyone wants to go there.
I mean, it is difficult to get in, but you don't necessarily have to have a certain grade point average.
Did your parents want you to go, or did you want to go there?
My mom wanted me to go, and I was like devastated at first, but after checking out the website and looking at it, I really liked the project-based learning curriculum and not having to learn from textbooks. But years later,
I
I'm
hate
looking back.
textbooks.
Yeah, so that was cool. Like, it was mostly just
Did you
like,
have classes with kids?
yeah, it was like a normal school, but it's just really small, and the curriculum was built by every teacher.
And why did your mom want you to go there?
Because the public school system is not something she was stoked about, as well as just the high school I was destined to go to was kind of a little crappy. It looked like a prison, so didn't really want to go.
Okay, so it's a bad public school system. What
Yeah.
about your middle school? Was that
I
bad
mean,
too?
it wasn't bad. It was nice. I don't know. It was a pretty nice area. Yeah.
How nice, because Ari grew up in Del Mar, right?
I don't think you should be judging me. but-
Yeah.
I'm North County, so it's
Okay.
different, but
Yeah, North
Okay.
County.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same area.
Okay.
My parents were well off,
Yeah.
but I wasn't spoiled. I had to save up for all my own toys.
That's teaching you the value of $1. So
Yeah.
that's good.
I had to buy my own car. 1993 Toyota Camry was my first car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
See?
about you?
I was lucky. My grandma gave me my first car.
There we go.
Yeah.
What kind was that?
Honda Passport. I think it was a '99.
That's the car you still have.
No.
Oh.
That one blew up.
So when did you figure out that you wanted to to become an adult actress? Did you think about that in high school, college, or that time?
No, actually. It's something that just kind of happened. It's not something that I was like actively like, oh, I want to be in porn. It was
But
just
how does that just happen?
I was very like in touch with my sexuality. I was pretty much a slut, I would say. I had fun.
Like, how many guys did you have sex with before porn?
I don't know.
Too many. You don't even know.
I mean,
Thousands.
I want to say probably more than 30. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
not as
I mean,
bad
well,
as I was imagining.
I stopped counting after that, so
Okay.
I really
She
don't
stopped
know.
counting after 30,
Yeah,
so it could
so
be.
who knows? But I was quite sexual, and I had a friend who was doing porn, and she was camming, and I was camming at the time, so I had already made that kind of step into sex work, and that was really fun. That was
Is
cool.
camming considered like baby porn?
That's a really bad phrase.
Not like
That's terrible phrasing.
Not child porn, but like entry level porn.
It's definitely easier to get into because you have complete control over everything. I feel like it is kind of a first step for a lot of people. So
Did you make good money off of that?
it was good at the time for sure. It was super quick money compared to what I was used to making. So I wouldn't say that it was amazing, but
I had a girlfriend once. I'm not going to say her name because that's insensitive to her and her feelings. But she was in touch with her sexuality as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I want to try camming.
Mm-hmm.
So I like helped her set up the profiles.
That's cool.
And I was like sitting there and trying to assist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be on it, but so she started doing it. I think she made like 50 cents in like 3 or 4 hours.
You have to build an audience. You have to be
Right.
consistent. You have to be on there, like have a schedule so that these guys can keep coming back and build a relationship with you, like a rapport, almost like a friendship. And that's really how you get an income, a consistent income off of camming. So a lot of people don't mind putting in that kind of time and energy, but for me, it was proving to be difficult because of my living situation, as well as just not having the time to
What was your living situation?
I was living in Lake Tahoe area.
Oh, wow.
So,
I like it there.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I miss it. But my apartment that I lived in was ridiculous. It was like a cabin that was split between the levels. Like they put a fridge in the chair. I mean, not the chair, the staircase, to like block off the bottom floor from the top floor.
Okay.
And my bedroom was right above this like 90-year-old woman's bedroom, and I could like hear her TV and hear her cough and fart and stuff. So like I could only imagine what kind of shit she would hear if I was like using vibrators or like masturbating. And
Yeah.
You could hear a 90-year-old woman fart?
Yeah.
And was it pretty explosive? Because you'd think it would be... That's pretty loud
It
fart.
was unpleasant. It was
Oh, okay.
unpleasant. It wasn't
Did you ever
cool.
smell it?
No, thankfully.
It never seeped through the fridge?
Never smelled it, thank God. But just knowing that I had like 2 older women living below me was just like weighing heavy on my conscience, and I was like, I can't like sit and like fuck myself on camera, and
Yeah.
like with these ladies below me who could definitely hear me and know what's going on.
It made it harder to orgasm,
Oh,
and that was
yeah.
pissing off your cam members.
For sure.
They're like, why won't you orgasm? You're like, I can't. There's 2 old ladies listening.
No, but I feel like that could be a fetish, too.
It definitely
What do you call
is.
that fetish?
It's my old neighbors are listening to me fetish.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like neighbors are listening to you. That's a fetish.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a nice fetish.
It is almost caught. That's actually a thing.
Yeah,
Almost
caught.
caught.
Almost caught.
Almost caught.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Is
I
that
was-
similar to like publicly having sex? People have sex on the beach or something?
I think it's different to a certain degree, because the almost caught concept is like people, like, I don't know, in the frame there's people in the background while you're like sitting, I don't know, sucking someone's dick or getting fucked.
Oh, like just
and
in secret.
Yeah,
kinda.
But you
secret.
never get caught.
not until the end.
Oh, so you
So
do get caught at the
usually
end.
get caught at the end, but
in the
in a porno.
yeah, where it's scripted, where it's fake.
Yeah.
Or not. It's real sex, but it's fake people.
Yeah. Most porn is performances.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Have you ever had good sex on the beach?
I have. Yeah, I have.
I never have had good sex. I've had sex with a couple girlfriends on the beach. It's always
Oh,
been
yeah?
sandy and bad.
Gotta lay down a big old blanket and stay on the blanket. Takes a
Ari,
lot
did
of
you
effort.
stay on the blanket?
I think so, but it was kind of cold and
It's always cold at night. Did you do
yeah,
that
because
night?
if it's during the day, it was too crowded. So there's all these stipulations.
Nighttime, probably the best time.
Wear
yeah.
a sweater?
Nighttime, wear a sweater. You should write a book called Kristen Scott's 10 Tips to Having Sex on the Beach.
Just a little pocketbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or that'd be a good coffee table book.
Yeah, that would be.
I was thinking this would be a good coffee table book for a adult actress as well. You have a book, I don't know what it'd be called, but each page is a picture of a different person you've been with, and then like the story of how you met. And then people could walk in and they could just see all your conquests, all your sexual conquests in a book.
That's interesting. I actually do have an idea for a coffee table book that I was like seriously pursuing for some time.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
I will share some. Yeah, I'll talk about it.
I won't steal it. I have my own book ideas. You just heard them.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Basically, girls in porn and just girls in general get so many DMs from random
I
people all
DM
the time.
tons of
Yeah, I
girls.
mean, we all slide into someone's DMs at some point.
Yeah.
No shame in that, but it's just the kind of DMs that I get sometimes are so off the wall and so just absurd, ridiculous, like shit that I feel like most girls can relate to in the way where it's these guys assume that just because you do porn, you either want to see their dick or you automatically want to fuck them, or like they just assume so many ridiculous things
Give
about
us an
you.
example of like a one that would make your book.
And it's also just like the spelling errors that occur as well that are entertaining.
Yeah, you
but
seem pretty affluent. What's the word?
articulate.
You have a good dialect.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Affluent is like wealthy.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One I wanted to call the book High Sweat Heart because that was one of the first DMs I got that I was just like,
Oh, he was
what?
trying to say sweetheart.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, sweatheart.
Hi, sweetheart. That's funny.
Well, it's sort of hard to spell correctly when you're taking a picture of your.
Yeah, when you're doing it one-handed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give
While
him, cut him some
while your
slack.
eyes are watching something else.
So if they spell correctly, is that if they would have more of a chance? Is what you're saying?
I don't even know if there's anything that comes to fruition in the DMs of porn girls. Maybe sometimes, but for me, I'm like,
That's not how you want to meet your significant other.
I'm good.
How many dicks do you get DM to you a week?
Maybe even a day.
Should
would
I
be easier to
narrow down? Well, let's see what she says in a week.
You know, a lot.
A lot.
A
Oh my
lot.
God.
I don't go through all
Do
the
they bother
photos
you?
anymore. Honestly, at first they did. It used to piss me off because I was like, why the fuck would I want to see your dick when I see dicks all the time? Like, I just don't understand why people assume that that's something I have interest in, or that that's an appropriate way to approach someone at all. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, it's just never gonna work.
No.
What are their intentions behind it? But that being said, this may be insensitive, but I think if you're an adult actress, you can't get upset at it. That's just part of the job. Guys are gonna send you their dicks.
It happens. I mean, that's not something that I'm going to be able to change for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I just stopped opening.
What
them.
if there was
Yeah.
Ari? What if we could create like a? They don't have this for Instagram yet, but like a pop-up blocker for DMs.
A dick blocker.
Yeah,
a
and
DM
if it's a
dick
picture
blocker.
of a dick, you don't even see it.
I think that would be a popular app amongst all women, not even porn girls.
There is a feature where if you get a DM from someone that you don't follow, and they send you a
blurs it
photo,
out.
it's blurred out. You
Oh,
have
the
to-
photo's
yeah,
blurred out.
You have to click on it to look at it. So I just don't click on them anymore.
I
Because
get
I'm like,
that, but
"That's a
nobody's
dick."
nobody's
I know
sending me
that.
pictures.
What if they're sending a picture of their dog, their cute little
I
puppy?
actually get those.
Yeah.
I get those, and those make me much happier than seeing a dick. That's,
No, now
that's
hold
for
on.
sure.
Everyone
Guys,
loves
just
puppies.
random guys are sending pictures of their dogs. Isn't that a little creepy?
No, because I post photos of my animals all the time, and I actually have requested for
Oh.
people to
What
send
kind of
me.
animals do you have?
I have a little Chiweenie. She's adorable.
Is that a Chihuahua mixed with a wiener dog?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And then I have a Sphinx Bambino cat.
And they get along?
Oh, they get along great. Yeah.
That's nice. You have a
Playing all
little
the time.
dog, right?
Yes, I have a Shih Tzu,
Oh.
What's
And-
its name again?
and I'm going to be messaging him to porn stars now. Oh, yeah, he does have an
What's his
Insta.
name?
Do your
Yeah.
pets have an Instagram?
Yes.
Mine is at It's the Garf on Instagram.
Yeah, your
GARF.
your dog's autistic, right?
No, he's not autistic.
Oh. I don't know why I thought that.
My dog's really cute. He has 160 followers, which is not a lot of followers for Instagram, but he has a good ratio. He only follows like 10, so that's a good ratio.
Okay.
What about you? You got a big following on your dogs?
I think I have like 1,000 followers. I don't know.
Big shot.
I think
Should
so.
I make an Instagram for my snake?
Yeah.
You should.
I have
And
a pet
did you know he
snake,
has Did you
Diamond.
show her your scorpion too?
No.
You have a scorpion.
I have a pet scorpion. That's my display pet. I don't hold that because it's not very friendly.
I'd imagine.
Or you could call it my guard pet. Maybe I'm ready to
He had a
unleash it on
tarantula
someone.
too, but it passed away.
My tarantula
Aw.
unfortunately passed away.
Sorry.
Thank you. And then I have a cute little snake, Western hognose snake named Diamond.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Let's
always
go
wanted
back
to
to you said you were in Lake Tahoe. Why did you move to Lake Tahoe?
My family was up there at the time, and it just made sense to be with them.
And did you start camming was that the first place you started camming up there?
No, I cammed when I lived in San Diego, actually, when I lived with my parents.
Oh yeah, okay. And so
Did they know about it?
My mom ended up finding out,
How?
and you can't really keep that from your parents.
Like she walked in
No, she
and
didn't
you're
like.
like, she's like, "What are you doing?" You're
she-
like, "No, it's not what it looks like. I'm making money."
She came home early, like before she was supposed to, with her work schedule, and I was like in the middle of camming. She was knocking on my door. I had to like quickly shut everything off, and then she was like demanding that I speak to her for whatever reason, and so I had to open the door as quickly as I could. And obviously, I'm not clothed, so it was like,
It was
"What
like an
the hell are
almost
you
caught.
doing?"
It was like an almost
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah, and I had like a light set up and stuff, so she was like, "What the fuck's going on?" So had to.
So instead
explain
of saying,
myself.
I have a boyfriend, I was being naughty for you, went with the truth.
I'm a pretty honest person,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest, and redundancy. And my mom and I are pretty close, so I didn't really feel like I needed to hide it from her.
What was her initial reaction?
She wasn't too happy that I was doing it while living with her, and she'd prefer that I do it on like in my own space, and that was
So she's like, if you're going to do this, you just have to move out.
Yeah, just don't do this.
Or you either
here.
have to move out or give me like 20%.
Oh, man. No, she wasn't excited about it, but she also just respects my
Your
choices.
decisions
Yeah.
to make.
Yeah.
That's nice. So San Diego, and then you did it as well in Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
But you were living on your own when you were in Lake Tahoe.
Yes.
Do you ski or snowboard?
I snowboard. I love to snowboard.
Yeah, Lake Tahoe is good snowboard.
Yeah, that's good snowboarding.
Mm-hmm.
You snowboard
Heavenly,
too, right?
yeah, snowboard.
Ooh.
Heavenly, North Star, Homewood. These are places I've snowboarded.
They have this casino
Squaw.
gig there where you go and do stand-up
Squaw
at
Valley.
the casino there, and I do it just so I could snowboard.
Yeah.
Because it's horrible because you perform for all these
Have
old
you been
people.
to the Have you been to
Bomb.
the improv? Maybe your neighbors.
Harvey's?
Harvey's.
I have not.
Have you heard of it?
But she knows of it. The
I-
casino.
Harvey's Casino?
I actually don't, because at
Comedy?
the time I wasn't old enough to go to casinos.
Oh, when you're
Yeah,
living
when
there.
I was living
okay.
there, so I didn't get to explore it, and I haven't been back really. So
Well, I'll tell you about a fetish I have. I don't know if it's sexual, but I grew up like an hour away from Lake Tahoe, and then so that was our weekend vacation place. And you know when you walk into a casino, you hear the ding 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 ding. When I hear that, it makes me feel really good.
The dinging?
The dinging.
Of a casino?
It's not a sexual thing, but it's a fetish in a way.
Why though? Why does it make you feel good?
I don't. Maybe because when I was a child, we would go in there, and I associated that with vacation and fun, and now I have a gambling addiction.
Have you ever won? What's the most you've ever won?
I've never. No. I've never. I just play poker. So.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh
I don't,
yeah, you
I
do
don't lose
comedy
a-
poker once a week too, right?
Yeah, I do comedy poker. Then when I go to the Vegas or something, I play some poker, but never any real high stakes.
My grandmother won $450,000 on a 50-cent slot machine.
Oh,
when I was
wow.
a kid. But she is also addicted to gambling. She's probably lost more than
Yeah,
that.
I don't play other ones. Do you like to gamble?
I don't have any interest in it. I've played a few slot machines, but each time I was just like, okay, cool, this is fun.
What do you waste your money on? What's your vice?
Oh gosh, I mean, I feel like I spend most of my money on food, to be honest.
Just food?
Food, yeah.
Do you have a nice place?
I have a decent place. I have a house. I love it. It's
Do you
nice.
rent or you own it?
I rent.
You rent a house. That's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, it's comfortable. I have a nice backyard, front yard. I just wanted to have some space to be able to play with the animals and such.
Burbank, it's nice. You
Yeah.
got a Costco
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. We got a Whole Foods too.
Oh,
Yeah.
brand new Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Have you been to this Whole Foods in Burbank? It has a bar in it. Are you talking about that
Oh,
one?
yeah.
An alcoholic bar?
It has a
Oh,
bar.
yeah.
It has like 50 taps.
And people just go there
It's
to
like a
drink?
bar,
Yeah.
like in the
So is it
inside
open
the
till
Costco.
2 a.m.?
Is it probably not? But
I don't know about that.
it's
late,
probably
but
open at like 12 or something or
That's
11.
Is it popular?
It looks cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty busy every time I go in there.
Have you ever gotten a drink there?
I have not. I usually just go there for groceries. I've seen a lot of celebrities in that specific Whole Foods. It's kind of alarming. Like, I don't know, I've seen Tyler the Creator and, gosh, who else got? Patrick Dempsey.
Do you ever say hi to them?
No.
You never walk up and say,
I-
hey, fan,
I
big fan
believe
Tyler.
that when people are grocery shopping, they just want to get their shit and get the fuck out.
So when you're
especially-
grocery shopping, you don't want anyone to come up to you?
I don't know. I've actually only been like approached a couple times. I just get the stares of the, do I know you? I think I know you. Did I see you in that video? I think I did. That's pretty much it. I've only been,
And so do you enjoy that or do you not like it?
I don't like it when people stare.
And people don't want to admit. Some people don't want to like be like, hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or maybe they just don't remember where they recognize it
Oh,
from.
okay.
I'd rather someone come and ask me and like talk to me. I'm
So
down to
if
have a
someone
conversation.
comes up to you, you're cool with that?
Yeah, totally.
As long as they're normal people and not,
Just don't follow me home.
yeah, not following you home.
Ari,
Kevin?
don't follow.
No, but I've literally only been approached probably I was in Cancun in a club, and this like
That's so random.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Of all the places.
And some really sweet guy with this braces just came up and was like, "I love you." Gave me a big old hug, super sweet.
Oh, that's
Like,
nice.
yeah, that was really
Was
pleasant.
he a Spaniard?
He lived there. I don't really know.
Ari,
A Mexican?
in Mexico, they're not Spaniards.
Yeah, but just Spanish
trying to be funny.
speaking.
Okay.
I don't know. Is he a Mexican man?
I believe so.
Oh, he was.
He was.
Oh, okay,
nice.
local.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a local.
That's
So
exciting.
you're international. Your stardom is international.
My fan base is, I think a large amount of my fan base is actually in India and
Ooh.
Japan now too. Yeah, so
What's your least favorite race of human?
probably white people.
White people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a safe answer. Good job. That's a
that's
safe answer.
very, very politically correct these days. Isn't
She's
that
faster.
sad that you're allowed to say that?
Well, she's white too, so
yeah,
she can
but
say
still, you're allowed. That's the only race you're allowed to say that about without getting in trouble. You could say, "I don't like whites."
that. Yeah.
And nothing bad would happen. You could be any race and say that.
If
You
I
could
had
say
to
it.
pick, that's who I pick. Yes.
That's my favorite race.
And
What?
what's your favorite race? Ooh.
Dogs.
Dogs?
Dogs.
She's smart.
All right.
She really
I've
slid
seen.
right past those controversial questions.
So wait, I have a question. Okay. So Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
You say you got to get out of Lake Tahoe. So do you just move somewhere to keep camming somewhere else, or is you just stop camming?
That's actually when I contacted my agent at the time. I
A cam agent?
No, a porn agent.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you had a porn agent. So you start camming.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any representation.
Mm-hmm,
It's
yeah.
just you create an account and you're camming.
Yep, you do it all yourself. And then my friend who was also camming started posting a bunch of photos, like professionally taken photos, and it seemed like she was on professional sets, and I didn't quite know what exactly she was doing, but I knew it was some sort of modeling, maybe acting, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, can I get in on this? And she sent me the contact info for her agent and was like, join the agency, let's do this. And so I quickly sent him some photos, and he flew me down to LA to do some go-sees. And
What's a ghost?
Go-see, yeah, what's a go-see?
a go-see is when your agent will take you to a company's office and you meet with the booking director, and you talk about what you'd be comfortable with shooting, and they get to see you in person, know what you look like, and
Right.
yeah,
Just a meeting.
Yeah, just a meeting to see if they want to book you.
And they're like, we'll book you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And are you still with that same agent?
No, I am not.
What happened? Or you
Let's.
don't wanna talk
No,
about
I
it?
mean, I'll talk a little bit about it. Let's just say that there are certain agents that have been doing what they do for so long that I think maybe they get lazy. He started messing up a lot of bookings, and I was like suffering as a result because companies were not contacting him anymore because he just wouldn't respond, and that's not what an agent is supposed to do, obviously.
Yeah.
I think he's just getting old.
Do you think
Old man.
a porn agent in the Me Too era, I know you don't have a Hollywood, do you have I don't know what your experience with other agents are. Do you think they're the same level of creep? Or are they more creepy because they're a porn agent, or are they less creepy because they know they're a porn agent?
I think
Good question.
It's situational for sure.
They're all different.
My agent never once made me feel uncomfortable whatsoever. He was very much like almost like a cool uncle in a lot of ways.
Respectful.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate him and everything that he's done for me, but it just didn't work out.
Kind of a weird uncle, though.
Yeah, but I mean,
say, hey, I got some.
How
gigs
does
for you."
someone become a porn agent?
that's
Not
a
like
good question.
literally how, but I wonder what their mindset is. Like,
It's like I like
like porn.
porn.
I want
I want to be an agent, but yeah, I don't know.
Are they failed movie agents or TV
I don't know.
agents?
I mean, maybe they have.
Acting
I don't
agents?
know if you have any insight. Maybe they, when you want to be an agent, you sort of have to just start out, and maybe they sort of fell into, this.
They're like,
part
I'm
of
gonna
it.
get into regular acting one day, but I'm gonna start in the porn.
Well, wouldn't you want to be a porn agent?
No.
No.
It sounds like going to a strip club.
It's a lot
scoring
of work.
blue balls every day.
It's more just, I feel like most of the people who become agents were either, as far as women go, they were performers at one point, or they
that
owned
makes
their
sense.
own companies.
That
And
makes perfect
then for the men, usually they have some involvement in the industry one way or another. Maybe they owned a strip club, maybe they were friends with a lot of performers, or they were like a roadie for girls who were feature dancing or something.
Got
like
it.
there's usually some connection to the adult industry, and then they just
Fall into
one
it.
day are like, hey, why don't I do this? I know enough people in this business, so
So the overall premise of this show, as much as we like learning about you, is to help you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any issues in your life, I'm actually an expert on everything.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm really smart, really knowledgeable, and can really better your life.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. So if you have anything in your life, any issues going on, everyone's got issues.
Yeah, everyone does. I would say the most recent thing that's arisen in my life is I've been in porn for over 3.5 years, almost 4 years, and I've loved every minute of it. Don't regret a second of it. It's been awesome. But I'm definitely at a point where I'm feeling like creatively stunted in my life in general. So I've been investing more time in just like music and singing and art in general in a bunch of different ways, and my spirituality as well. So I'm trying to find balance between continuing in this business because I'm starting to direct as well. I'm kind of spending more time directing than I am performing, but I still have to perform, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. So it's just finding that balance.
Okay.
What would you have to say
I mean, yeah, it's pretty simple. How much time do you want to dedicate your life to the adult industry still? Do you want that to be your side job? What are your goals, firstly?
For me, the most important thing to me is just to be happy. I don't necessarily have like, oh, I want to one day own my own porn company or like be an agent or anything like that. I don't necessarily have like super crazy aspirations for porn. I mean, I would like to win Performer of the Year one year. That would be really cool, but that's not necessarily something that I would...
That's not in your control, right?
No, not really. I mean, there are a lot of people who do a lot of business with the companies that give out awards, and they're kind of more likely to win. So
Are you
kind of
talking
business?
Are you talking about the AVN awards?
I'm talking about all awards in general.
Oh, okay.
But AVN awards could be one of them. Yeah, I think.
You mean the production company does a lot of business with the award company, so then the production company almost gets to pick?
Yeah, well, not necessarily pick, but like a lot of production companies, they take out ads in like their magazines or on their websites, and I feel like a lot of the people who invest more time and energy into certain award companies get more recognition. But with that being said, I've never paid for any of that, but I've won a couple of awards, which was cool. I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I don't necessarily see myself winning Performer of the Year, but I would really, really love for that to happen if it just so happened to be.
Well, I think we can make that happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With our guidance.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Okay, so finding a balance. I mean, sounds like you kind of do have a balance. You know what you want to do.
I'm trying, yeah.
Yeah. If you maybe take a day, maybe you make one day, hey, this day on every Monday, or whatever day you pick, I'm not going to do anything porn related.
Yeah.
Tuesdays are my day.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesdays are the day I play music, I chill at the house with my dogs, whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah, I like that.
You just pick one day, and maybe it starts, and then once you do it that one day, then maybe you move it to 2 days. Tuesdays and Thursdays, my days. I refuse to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's in your rider.
I like
They
that.
have porn riders?
Writers?
Right. Is that what they're called?
You mean a writer?
Like
where the
as a
demands.
comedian, so we have a contract, so every comedian is a little different.
Ari,
so.
a better question would be like, dude, they probably have like craft services or something. On a porn set? What? No, you don't want food, though.
Do you have any demands where you're like, on set, I need Fiji water?
No. More often than not, production budgets don't necessarily have the means to cater to a lot of performers. It depends on the caliber of the performer and if they actually genuinely demand stuff, but I'm the most easygoing person. I want everyone to be happy on set.
You could still be easygoing and demand Fiji water on set.
Do they have food on the set? Because you wouldn't think you want food on the set. People get bloated, right?
I mean, most of the time they have food.
Okay.
There's certain sets where you're in and out within 2-3 hours where they'll just be like, we have snacks if you need them, but we don't provide like a meal. But most sets will provide food.
What's the longest shoot you've ever done?
And
were you thinking at the end, this is too long? this is too much sex?
Well, the productions that are the longest, I don't feel like you're having sex the whole time. The productions that are the longest are the ones that have a story behind them, like a feature. I work for a lot of companies that are have very in-depth scripts that have really interesting, twisted stories. Yeah, a lot of acting. So most of my time is spent doing dialogue, to be honest.
Have you ever taken an acting class?
I did go to an acting and modeling school when I was a teenager for some time.
So back in the day.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
It was fun. It was
So
cool.
it was a long feature film shoot.
Yeah.
And you weren't thinking at the end, this is too much?
No, it's much more rewarding to me to be spending a lot of time in acting. I feel really good with having an awesome product with the sex as well as just acting in general, like the whole story coming together and being impressive in all aspects.
You have a safe word on set, is that correct? Everyone does? Or
I don't know if there's necessarily a specific word, but people have the power to just be like, all right, I need a cut for a minute. I need some water.
Have you ever done that?
Yeah. I feel like most people in the industry have taken time to just be like, I need a sip of water, or I just need to go pee, or I need this performer to not do this.
You've never done it because you're like, I can't. This is too much.
That's interesting because I shoot a lot of BDSM too. And I have used a safe word to be removed from a certain situation just because I had reached my limit.
What does BDSM stand for the listeners? Not for me. I know what that means.
I think I know what I mean. Bondage?
What do all the letters stand for?
Bondage?
Bondage.
Is that right so far?
Well, BDSM.
Yeah, but is that right so far?
I think, does every letter has a word for it, right?
I believe so. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head what they are, but I just know that it's involving bondage and some
leather. Do you have to wear leather for it?
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever worn leather for BDSM. I'm usually
because
submissive.
You're a vegetarian?
I am not a vegetarian, but I just have never worn leather because I'm usually submissive in those scenes. So
okay. And a submissive wouldn't wear leather.
Well,
and it gets sweaty too. It's not comfortable.
I mean, I guess I have worn leather collars, but not like, the typical whole get up of like the big old leather boots and stuff like that you see in, I don't know, they have a new Netflix show. I think it's called like Bonding. They're like glorifying this in funny picture of how dominatrixes would appear, but yeah.
It's a Netflix TV show?
Yeah, Bonding.
Series?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Or is it like too close to home?
No, it's not necessarily
baseball?
too close to home. I think it's cool what they're doing. They're like kind of creating a conversation about sex work. But I definitely feel like a lot of the wardrobe behind it is funny to me. Just being involved in the industry. Yeah, it's weird. I can laugh at it a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna play a call from a caller, and they're gonna ask us for help, and you can give them advice.
Sounds good.
This is from Asta Lay.
So I would really like some dating advice because these days everyone seems to be meeting people online, and even though I think it's possibly a good idea, it just really, really doesn't do it for me. I did go online once and I was on for about 10 minutes. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was almost like I was a thief in the night. I just quickly put a profile up. I didn't even put a picture on. And then I kind of, swiped through a few people to see what kind of people were on there. But I felt so silly. I have no idea why. I just think it's because when you meet someone, there's something about their energy, So I don't know. What do you think? What do you do when online dating is just not for you?
You just answered it
I
yourself.
still want to meet someone, like as in go to a bar or go to a restaurant or meet someone through a friend or something like that. But apparently it's just seems like the outdated thing to do. When did that happen? I have no idea.
It's a very clear question. You understand though. She wants to meet somebody the old-fashioned way. She's tried online dating, but it's not for her. What is she Do you have any advice for her of what she can do besides going on Tinder or?
How do you meet people?
My personal perspective on dating in general and seeking it is not the best way of finding someone to be with, in my opinion. I think the best people you meet in life are the ones that just kind of arrive, when you least expect it. If you're actively seeking a partner, you are gonna kind of maybe make excuses as to why someone would fit in your life, or it would make sense to you to ignore certain red flags because you feel you want someone, you need someone to like be there, and that's just not necessarily a healthy perspective to have, in my opinion.
But what if you're getting older and you're getting a little desperate and waiting for it hasn't worked? What should she do
She sounds
to go?
in her 30s.
Having an open mind and just having fun. I don't know. I think when you have zero expectations, it's easier to meet someone, in my opinion. If you're going on online dating and you have expectations and you're swiping and you're not seeing someone that you're physically attracted to, or you're not feeling like the conversation on text is really like playing out the way you'd expect. All these people have their own lives. All these people have their own jobs, their own families, their own shit going on. So it's like, how much time can you actually invest in sitting and trying to create like some sort of connection with someone online? So you only have so much energy to give, go out on dates with these people and figure out what red flags you're really not into. I don't know.
I think that's pretty sound advice. I would say there's nothing wrong with seeking a little bit if you're it's normal to be lonely and looking for your significant other. But if online's not for you, maybe take a class, maybe get a part-time job where you'll meet people there. Do something where you're around people, because if you're at home swiping, you're not going to meet people, and you don't like it that way.
Well, that is true. There's the main way that people meet their partners, I think, is through work.
That's how
so
you
the
met
first
yours.
things. Yep.
You were your wife's boss, right? Your fiance.
Some would say, yeah.
You were her boss, and
I
she was
in
attracted
charge,
to
and there
that
was,
power.
the power. The
You
power
abused-
dynamics is it's real.
You abused your power and got a wife. Nice, dude.
I actually met my boyfriend from work too. So.
Well, there you go.
Was
That's
he your
two works.
superior?
No, we were coworkers.
Coworkers,
so.
okay.
And me, I'm all alone, but I don't have a job. So there you
Or
go.
you do
that
work,
explains it.
but you do have a job.
Well,
a
not like a
Yeah.
not like a job where
Now,
I'm
the
around
thing
people.
about the job is, I think, what she needs to do, I'm assuming she already has a job, but she needs to just quit her job and keep finding new jobs.
Until you find a
Until she
husband.
meets the guy, or go to a bigger company where more people are funneling in.
So you go to your
Yeah.
boss and you say, "Unfortunately, sir, I need," or ma'am, it could be a ma'am.
Not
Let's do
enough.
2019. She could have a female boss. She probably doesn't, but she could. So you can go to your boss and you could say, "Excuse me, sir or ma'am, I need to give my 2 weeks notice because you haven't been able to find me
No,
a lover
they don't
here
have
at
to
this
find her a
office."
lover. She just needs a new pool. It's not fair for you because your coworker, the job you go to, the guy actually has sex with you.
Yeah.
So it's like
Get pretty intimate pretty quick.
most people don't
Yeah.
have that luxury.
Yeah, what's the second? If first date is having sex on camera, what's date number 2?
Drinks.
Getting to know the person. Sitting and having conversation.
But it cuts out that.
And is there
are
still
we
sex
compatible?
after that?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's pretty normal.
So now many people might wonder, so you're in a relationship, he's also a porn star. Is it an open relationship? Are you able to work with other men?
Yeah.
How does that work?
I'm in an open relationship. I work with whoever I please. We both are super open and respectful of each other.
Do you have to tell each other everything though?
Not
like,
really,
oh, today I
But
did.
in real life, are you guys, you're monogamous in real life and in an open relationship for work, or open for everything?
We define our own relationship. We're open as far as like we hook up with people outside of our relationship, but we don't like seek emotional commitment with other people. So like sexually, we're completely open.
So it'd be cheating if you were like, so last night I have to tell you something. You're like, last night I had sex with a guy, and he's like, what's the big deal? And you're like, but then afterwards we cuddled and got ice cream. You'd be like, you didn't.
No, that's actually not cheating. What would be cheating? It would be seeking an emotional relationship, like creating feelings and like not communicating about it. You know, like it's all about communication. Everything basically is on the table. We just have to sit and talk about it. So if we go behind each other's back, that's kind of cheating. Just gotta
Ari,
be
what
upfront.
was the caller's name?
I already deleted it, but I think it was Asta.
So I don't think that was it, but something like that. We know what she has to do.
Yeah, she has to quit her job
and become a porn star.
Take a class. Or
no,
become
she
a
has
porn
to
star.
become a porn star.
Yeah, but we don't know what she... Although her voice sounded very sexual, we don't know if that's what she likes to do. We don't know her family dynamic. If maybe she doesn't want to do that for her friends and family. Maybe she doesn't even like sex for all we know.
Well, she's looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
It's just an option. It's just an option.
It's an option, but we need to know more
There's a lot of
information
fetishes
before we
already.
just say jump into
I'm sure
porno.
she fits into any... There's so many
I would
fetishes,
say,
right?
And I think you correct me if I'm wrong. I would say porno is not right for most people.
Yes.
It's right for a certain
Sometimes you have to... If
It's
you're
not
looking
right
for
me.
love...
It's not right for me. I'm camera shy when it comes to my body. I'm ashamed of my body, and my body is for me and someone I trust.
Okay.
So Asta could have that same issue.
Who knows?
Okay, now we're going to play a call from Cristiano Cochrane.
Cochran.
How do you know? You don't even know the person. It could be Cochrane. It's probably
Having lots of negative thoughts lately, and I used to be a very positive person, very optimistic. So this is bothering me. You know, I see these things dominating most of my day, and I would so much love to relax my mind for a bit, and I need help with that.
So he needs help with...
Yeah,
Are these callers to this thing, or are these just random things you
They're
tell
calling
them?
in. They're calling in for help, but they don't know who the guest is or anything like that.
Oh, okay. You playing it
But
again?
yeah, I'm gonna play it again.
I've been having lots of negative
Understand.
thoughts lately, and I used to be a very positive person,
Okay, so how to
very
be more
optimistic.
Positive.
So this is bothering me. You know, I see these things dominating most of my day, and I would so much love to relax my
Kinda
mind
weird.
for a bit,
Weird description.
and I need help with that.
He has a lot of love, but he has a lot of negative thoughts, and he wants to know how to deal with those negative thoughts. You have any advice for him?
It's a lot of self-discipline. You have to be self-aware. You have to kind of almost look at your voice in your head as like a pet. That's my opinion, because I've suffered from depression and anxiety in my past, and I mean sometimes it still comes up in my life, but the tools that I used to get through those negative thoughts were to literally just treat the voice in my head like a pet and be like, no, you're not allowed to do that. It's a lot of self-discipline. It's a lot of work. It takes time, but it's a practice that kind of you just have to force yourself into, and it's uncomfortable at first, but once you build that habit, it really helps to create a positive mindset.
That's pretty good advice.
Yeah, that's good advice.
I would say exercise, eat ice cream, chocolate, call loved ones, friends and family who are positive. What's causing these negative thoughts? Is it your wife? Leave her. Is it your job? Quit. What's causing the negative thoughts? Destroy it.
So isolate
Seek,
the negative thoughts.
Destroy, kill.
But
Sorry, what?
that's good advice. I was
like
going to
it?
say something, but that's pretty good. Yeah.
You like mine?
Destroy the negative thoughts. Yeah.
Seek, destroy, kill.
Yeah, seek,
Buy a
destroy,
gun. If you're depressed, feeling down about yourself, go to the store, get a gun. Guns always make me feel better. Is that good?
No, that you went too far, Ari.
Oh, yeah.
Especially some of these voicemails. I don't think we should be encouraging them to...
I just think everyone should buy guns.
I would say this. If you're... No offense, but if you're leaving a message for Unlicensed Therapy message board, you should not buy a gun.
So you're saying none of my listeners should be...
None of your listeners
guns?
should be gun owners. And I believe in the
That's a
Second
little
Amendment,
extreme.
but I think there should be some exceptions. And I
So you think gun laws should be changed to listeners of Unlicensed Therapy should not be able
Particularly
buy
to
guns.
Christian, with he's having negative thoughts. I don't think he needs a gun in his hand.
What do you think about the guns?
As far as this particular listener goes, not my advice, but guns in general, I definitely believe people should have the right to own and carry. But
do you own and carry?
I do not, but I have people close to me who do, and I respect that choice. I just do think that we do need some sort of regulation enforced a bit more than we have currently.
Especially on Christian.
Yeah, I'll admit, I don't think Christians should have a gun.
Okay, all right. So,
But maybe this next caller, I'll play one with it's in alphabetical. So I wonder if anyone's noticed who listens to the show, why does all his callers have A, B, or C names? I go down to this is a funny name. This is from Skip Peepo.
Hi, Doctor. Thank you so much for taking my call. I have a friend, a really close friend. We've been like brothers since high school, and he recently got married for the second time. And the problem is, I just can't stand this woman that he's married. And she's all wrong for him. She's completely not even his type. I don't see what he sees in her. But my question is really, I would like to break them up, or split them up somehow. And I just wonder, is that even ethical?
No.
We'll let the guest answer first.
Okay.
Clearly unethical, but sounds like, what was his name again?
Skip Peepo.
Skip.
I don't know if that's a real name. I don't think
Sounds
this is his real name.
like Skip needs to evaluate his feelings and figure out why he's feeling that way, if it has anything to do with himself.
Yeah, it's
But
not
what if
even-
she's a really awful person and he's
it's
trying
not
to protect
it's not
his friend?
business. It's not, if he doesn't like the girl, it's and because she's dating his friend, get a new friend.
Yeah, but what if Skip is in love with his friend?
Ooh,
Well,
plot twist.
then tell him your feelings. Say, hey, just so you know, I don't want to break up your marriage, but I do love you.
Now, hold on. You guys have never had a friend who gets with another person
I have.
and that other person is an awful person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I have.
So our advice is obviously don't try to break them up, but maybe he should have a conversation with his friend.
Most definitely.
If she truly is the problem,
Yeah, but
it's
you
not him.
can't. Have you ever convinced a friend who is in love with someone that he shouldn't love that person?
Oh, no, you
You
can't
can't
do
do
that.
it. The heart wants what it wants. All you can do
So
is...
you're saying Skip should break up with his friend?
Yeah. In the meantime, put his friend to the back burner and go hang out with your other friends.
Yeah, okay. That's some sound advice. Maybe Skip needs to just move on. Some of these friends, they'll live their
If
lives.
you try and
they're
break
happy,
them up, your friend's gonna hate you for it, even if you were right.
Mm-hmm.
Even if
That's
you're
true.
right, they're not gonna be like, "You're right, man."
Skip, definitely
Thank you so much.
do not break them up.
That being said, he didn't call for that advice. That's our opinion. He called asking how to break them up, so I think that's the advice we should give him.
How
would you
should we
break
them
up a couple?
Gosh.
You know what he has to do? I'm sorry to interrupt you. He has to bang her.
I was thinking that originally too. Yeah, you gotta get her to cheat on your friend with you, and that might ruin your friendship, but at least you got them
Or
apart.
if you want to still be friends with him, you have to
Hire
get
a male
another guy
prostitute. Yeah.
to bang her
Hire
and get video evidence of it
You
and
have
show
to
it to him.
hire a
Yeah.
hot male prostitute to come ruin it, or get a friend that is actually attracted to her, that's into,
What do you think?
cheating.
That certainly is one way to break them up.
Another thing, you could plant fake evidence.
There's that.
Maybe set her up.
Yeah.
Maybe plant illegal substances in her apartment.
Well, how's that
And
going to
then
break
ca-
them up, though?
And then call the police and get her arrested. Get her sent to
Oh,
jail.
get her
That's
sent
a
to
good-
jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work
It's
too.
illegal. It depends. I don't know if you want to break the law. If you want
I
to
don't
do
know if
it.
that's going to break them up, though. Maybe he'll feel more protection towards her. She might have a problem or stuff like that. So you definitely want to go with get somebody to bang her.
Yeah, maybe buy them guns.
Yeah.
It's good advice. Always. Okay, any other questions you have?
Any other questions that I have?
Yeah, for our
Is
guests.
there anything that you want to promote? You have any videos coming up? You have
But
any
before we get
Instagram
to the
account?
plugging,
Oh, okay.
is there any questions you want to have before?
Yes. What's your favorite genre to perform in?
Well, there's this specific website called puretaboo.com, and they shoot a lot of really twisted stories. So by twisted stories, the first feature I did for them was called Half His Age, a teenage tragedy, where basically I played this girl who was in this really fucked up living situation where she was like having sex with her stepbrother, and like he just getting out of jail, and he's the only one taking care of her. And then,
do you have a stepbrother in real life?
I do not.
Nice.
No, I do not.
And that's Taboo. I'm familiar with 80s porn, and Taboo was a big porn. Are you familiar in the 80s? And it's family stuff.
I don't like watching 80s porn. I don't like the big bushes.
It's making a comeback.
It is making a comeback.
Yeah, but now I feel like they're little bushes.
They are.
Back in the 80s, they were like full on jungle gyms.
I like the adapted version.
Yeah,
the
trimmed bush
version.
is fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when it's like, anyway.
But yeah, back to
puretaboo.com. So you like the Taboo?
Favorite.
Yeah, I like the Taboo. All the stories are really like the storylines it's kind of like a thriller type thing. There's always some weird twist. Someone dies. Someone is manipulating another person, or
it's like the soap opera of porno.
Yeah, only it's just dark, and the style in which they shoot too is beautiful. Like it's very cinematic for porn, and I don't know, the crew is just all amazing. The whole company is great.
And what's your least favorite genre?
Good question.
Probably just standard step sibling porn or the babysitter porn. So like, and standard is literally like you have an intro of like, oh, what is my stepbrother doing in his bedroom? He's jerking off to porn. Open the door. What the fuck are you doing?
I actually like that.
Why don't you just have sex with me? And then they just jump into bed and fuck. That's the most basic.
It's pretty.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I actually like that.
Sounds fine.
And the stepmother teaches daughter, but those you don't like. You like more cinematic. You like a story. You like all that stuff.
I like having more
Twists.
involved. Yeah, more twists in the story. But I mean, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy shooting that, because I love my scene partners that I work with. They're fantastic.
Yeah, it's just not quite as exciting to you.
Yeah, it's just less challenging. I like a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah. That's fair. Mm-hmm. That it?
I don't have any
else
more
you
questions.
want to talk about?
Gosh, I mean, I
should have taken like fan questions. Oh, directing.
Yeah. So that's been.
Are you directing for other companies?
Yeah, I direct for Missa X and All Her Love. Those are 2 websites, and I just recently did a guest directing thing for girlsway.com.
Fancy.
How does that work? Like, do they contact you and say, pitch me an idea of what you want to do and do a storyboard, or they just say, hey, we have an idea here, can you just come direct it?
It depends on the company. Like for MissaX.com, I write all the scripts. I cast everyone. I do everything from top to bottom, basically. But for Girls Way,
and are you there also? Are you even giving the cameras direction? Like, shoot this angle, shoot that.
Yeah. I mean, my cameraman is like super experienced, like been in for like over 20 years. So
you're on set the whole time.
Yeah, I'm on set the whole time.
Yeah.
I take whatever advice he is giving as well too, just because he has so much more experience than I do. But when there are specific shots that I want, I direct him to do those. And it's been a really cool experience. It definitely, being behind the camera gives you a lot of perspective on how you can improve as a performer in front of the camera, as well as just seeing from all angles what really goes into creating porn. And it's just not easy. It's not easy at all.
Yeah,
I think
work.
No, it's a lot of work
on set.
It's part of the reason.
And are you involved in the editing process when you direct something?
No, I am not. I mean, I'll let the editors know how I'd like to have certain things cut together, but I'm not behind the camera doing any of the computer.
When you're directing, are you literally directing like you go in this position and you guys do this for this amount of time, or do you let them improv?
My style for the sex, as far as that goes, is to let them know, okay, this is generally what I would like as far as this position, that position, or whatever, but how they go through it and how they naturally want to have their chemistry play out on camera is what I prefer. I feel like when companies are like, okay, I need specifically 3 minutes of this or 4 minutes of this, and then they're constantly cutting and directing people to do certain things, it kind of ruins the natural chemistry of what's occurring. Because, I mean, porn can be just a performance, or it can actually be people enjoying sex and like having great chemistry on camera and allowing the viewer to like see something genuine and real. And I want to create that genuine, real experience. So
that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's romantic.
Yeah.
Do you get paid more as a director or a performer?
Probably as a performer, but I mean, it depends on how much you're directing and what you're doing. I mean, as a performer, because you're in front of the camera and what you're recording is going to be on the internet indefinitely, and this company is going to profit off of this indefinitely, you definitely get paid more. Yeah.
Oh, you get like money later on if the scene does really well or something?
There are no residuals anymore. That used to be a big thing in porn, but since the era of free porn and tube sites, that has been quickly...
Damn pirates. Damn internet. Okay, so you plugged your directing. Anything else you want to plug? Your social media? Or
my Twitter is Kristen's... Or no, it's Chris Scott XXX. I had to delete the other one. Or it was deleted, rather. And then my Instagram is Kristen Scott X. And I also am on Sext Panther.
Sext Panther with a T?
Panther.
So people could go on there and sext you?
They can sext me, yeah.
And you sext back?
Oh, yeah. All the
so
time.
how does it work? Like, if someone sexts you right now...
Is that an app?
They just have to wait till you get into sexting part of your day.
Yeah, whenever
So
I
some people
have time.
might be left hanging.
It depends
so
on my schedule,
they pay you
Yeah.
per text?
Yep, it's like a few cents per text or something like that. And then for photos too. But yeah, I send videos sometimes. Yeah, mostly just texting.
So add her on Sext Panther.
I wonder what that says about me. I've been finding myself, I used to watch porn every day for years, and now lately I have to talk to real girls in order to release myself. Porn doesn't do it as much.
You mean
anymore.
you mean later? You talk to them and you
No,
keep it
I'll
in
be
your
like
head?
I'll sext girls.
Oh, you have to sext with them.
Yeah.
So some girls you're just texting and they don't know what's going on.
No, they know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's pretty clear. I'm saying pretty sexual things.
I don't know. I think
I don't sex with girls by saying, "Hey, how's your day going?" And she's like, "My day is good." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
You sext besides Sext Panther?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
When I feel like it. I mean, I'm always having sexual energy around me. Like I'm always being. I mean, it's such a constant part of my life that I feel like when I'm like away from my boyfriend, I like can't help but sext him and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I love sexting my fans because I get to help them live out different fantasies that they enjoy. As of late, this fetish, it's been more of a thing as the years have gone on. So lots of pegging. Lots of guys like pegging. So
pegging's a thing, yeah.
That is.
Do you ever have your fiance do that to you?
No, I'm not a fan of pegging.
This is a friendly.
No, I would be honest with you. I'm too much of an alpha male, but I respect it, and if that's what you want.
I don't even let a girl put her finger back there. I have a hairy, gross butthole.
Yeah.
Some girls like hairy buttholes.
I'm uncomfortable with it.
I'm sort of ashamed of the fact that she like teased it once, and I think I instinctively just kicked her. But it's embarrassing because you would like to be more open.
I like putting a
not
finger.
for everybody.
I like touching a girl's rectum.
Yeah.
Well, if they like it, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
like
as long
it?
as they like it.
I mean,
consensually, I like touching theirs.
Do you have any restrictions, things that you don't do?
There are some performers that like to stick their tongue in girls' ears, and I'm just like.
You don't like wet willies.
No, yeah, exactly.
You don't like wet willies.
That's not a sexual thing for me. No, thank you.
What about just the earlobe?
That's hot. That's
Yeah.
hot. That's super hot. I'm totally into that. But And oddly enough, I have this weird thing where if you put a finger in my belly button, I will just like punch you. That's just
so do you tell that before scene starts? So just so you know, no wet willies and no belly button.
Well, are guys fingering your belly button?
No, it just sometimes it happens. Like I don't know. It's weird, but I have to preface scenes.
So you do?
Yeah, I do because I will just punch you. It's not.
So you know, if you touch my belly button or the inside of my ear, you're getting hit.
Yep.
Now, do you peg?
Yeah.
I have pegged. Yeah.
And how do you like it?
It's fun. I just like pleasing people. If someone's enjoying themselves, then that's super hot to me. If I can make someone come by pegging them, I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah.
Kevin.
Okay.
I just like creating pleasure for other people.
What a lovely person.
Yeah, you're a good person.
Thanks for coming and doing the podcast.
And remember, if you DM her a puppy before you send your dick.
And don't send her belly button, penis, or ear picture.
No, that's just you can't touch her ears.
Send her dogs and guns. That's what people
dogs
like.
And guns. She likes guns. Okay.